boys coming out in the lead here. 11 behind him, 22 on the outside of Tedeschi. It's going to be close.
With 4 guys on the lead lap, you definitely want to take tires and fuel there. Going to be interesting to see. I'm sure some of these guys took the wave around, but wow.
I'm curious if we're going to see a couple of cautions. We have guys going already 3 wide, and I knew that was going to happen. 22, which was our leader for most of the race, involved in an accident. 51, 42, the 2. I mean, that is the big one, J-Mac. That is going to be another caution.
He was just stuck up on the outside, and that's a terrible place to be. You had a better angle than me. I'm not sure if he got put in the wall, but it looked like he was just trying to hustle it and got loose off of the corner.
Yeah, he definitely, it looked to me like he just got loose, could not hold it. And man, with only, this is going to be very, very close, but this is not the time that you want to have that happen. He has led most of the race, and I'm wondering if his chances are over to bring home a win tonight in his first AKA league race. Such a shame. Still have Lucky out front, Dodge Boys out front, and we have Jose in third. That's going to be overtime.
Restarts here seem to get so crazy, and we're about to get to see a whole bunch of them.
Overtime, here we go. 22 going low, trying to make up some time. Gets right on the bumper of Jose. All right, guys, welcome tonight. I hope everyone is doing well. We're going to do a quick mic check, make sure everything is going good. Sounds like everything is. Man, we are headed to Michigan tonight for race number 10 here, presented to you by Shake and Bake Racing. The speed of Michigan, it attracts a ton of drivers, and it is one of the places that you can run 3 wide pretty easily. Michigan is a pretty straightforward track, and we'll see a lot of pack racing, unlike the last couple of races. However, tonight's question is, how will these drivers cope while racing at high speeds, 2 and 3 wide? But before we get started with that, we have MDL for our driver spotlight. This guy pilots the number 42 and is a veteran driver who can run with the best of them. He's currently 14th in point standings with 179 points. So I want to welcome you to the booth, MDL. I hope you're doing great tonight.
Oh yeah, thanks Frozen for having me on the show. Yeah, it's been kind of a little bit of a rough year and stuff, but you know, we're just trying to stick it out and do the best we can. So that's, you know, that's all we can do. So.
Absolutely. All right, well, if you're ready, let's get started. Your first question, what is your most memorable race that you've participated in, and why?
Well, I would say that there would probably be a couple of them. I guess dating back to NASCAR to the game was my first league race ever. You know, that was probably about 10 years ago, and I happened to win that at Daytona. So that was kind of memorable. And I guess last year in AKA, won Darlington to put me into the Final Four at Homestead. So
oh, nice.
That was a great win. Yeah, that was a
Heck
great
yeah.
win. So I did actually make it to the championship race. So, but Valley was in there. So,
and we know Valley is a very fast one.
yeah. Like I say, we raced with Valley. I wouldn't mind seeing Valley come back to AKA and stuff. He raced with us a bunch, you know, in the past. So.
Definitely.
But
That's
yeah, I
very
would
cool.
say them were my 2 memorable ones. In Bristol, one time where there was like 5 restarts. I kept winning the restarts, and then finally I got put in the wall and.
Oh, no.
There wasn't a restart on that one. You know, that's the one that got away, I guess.
It's how it goes. That's just, we all have those races for sure.
Yeah, so.
All right, and then your next question. What's your favorite track, and what is your least favorite?
Well, I would definitely say Darlington, and it's actually the closest track to me is Darlington. I used to go to Darlington when I was a kid, so it's pretty much Darlington. Yeah, I like Charlotte. I'm from North Carolina, so
yeah.
But Darlington's actually closer to where I live at and stuff. And then I would say Phoenix is probably. I just never. Not that it's a bad track, and I've ran decent there. Just can't never get good finishes, and I don't really like the Roval because I kind of like regular Charlotte, so I'm not in love with the Roval yet. So.
I hear you on that. I can relate, but man, you shocked me on the Darlington because For me, that track is brutal, so that would be on my list for the least favorite, but more power to you if you like it.
Yeah, well, it's kind of one that I make myself run good at. You know what I mean? I just,
Right.
you know, each year, each game, whatever, I get in there and just, and I ain't the fastest, but I feel like I can get a good, consistent car, and it is tough, and
It
that's
is.
kind of what I have to go for sometimes is some of the tougher tracks and stuff. So.
Very cool. All right, your next question. What's something we don't know about you?
Oh, I don't know. I guess, you know, I was married for like maybe, let's see, about 26 years. I got a daughter and a son.
Aw.
Um, yeah, so I guess, you know, just the standard stuff. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody knew all that
Yeah,
stuff,
that's
but
very
yeah,
cool. Well,
so,
congratulations on that.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a long ride. You know?
Hopefully a good one, though, right?
Yeah, no, it's
Good,
been all good. Like I say, you know, when you're raising kids and stuff, it's humbling experience sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, MDL, what aspects of driving do you excel at, and what do you struggle with?
Well, I would say really, I feel like I can, you know, I'm probably not the best at any track, but I feel like I can, you know, I can be top 5 anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And something I have improved this year is my long run cars. I always felt like I had better long run setups, but that hasn't really worked out this year. But
Yeah.
you know, we just keep trying at it and stuff, and just trying to be consistent. I feel like I can run anywhere, not necessarily the fastest anywhere, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's maybe my best attribute. And you know, I guess maybe the one thing, the weakness is I'm still on the controller, and that's something I'm planning on upgrading to a wheel here
Oh,
in
nice.
the very near future. So I would say that's the drawback. Like Bristol the other week was just brutal.
Yeah.
You know, I just couldn't. Yeah, I was just 250 laps. So that, yeah, it was just.
I'm
And I
sure the
imagine it was
hands were
brutal for the
tired.
people on wheels. Yeah, I was ready for that one to get over with.
I bet. All right, and your last question. What is your goal for this season?
I mean, obviously, I'd like to be right up there in the mix of it. Is you know, try to get in there and sneak in a win and see if I can't get to the final race and have a chance at it. You know?
Definitely.
I think that's all you can ever expect. You know, that's kind of the way I kind of just keep plugging along, and I hope later on in the season, it seems like more of the tracks, I'll kind of hopefully find a better rhythm
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. But I like the 19s. I'm kind of getting used to the 19s. I like the way they feel. Just haven't had great racing luck, and I guess that's just put myself in some bad situations. But yeah, we're just keep on trying, see what we can do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight here in the booth. I appreciate it, and I wish you a ton of luck tonight at Michigan and for the rest of the season.
Oh, well, thank you so much, and thank you, Frozen and J-Mac, for what y'all do here. This is great. This is my favorite show. I race the
Awesome.
race, and then I go back and watch. Yeah, it is. I love
it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so you're doing an excellent job. It just adds a whole, just professionalism to what we're doing here and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a
But no,
lot of
thanks
luck
a
to
lot.
you
I
tonight, of
appreciate
course.
everything.
All right, take it easy
All right,
and good
thank
luck
you.
tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, you heard it there from MDL. He is in the 42 car. Look out for him tonight. And I'm hoping I have J-Mac. He's been very, very quiet. J-Mac, are you with me yet?
I am here.
Awesome. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing just lovely. Just grabbed a quick bite to eat while listening to MDL and enjoyed the day off from NASCAR. Fun race last night at Richmond, and then the Grand Prix of Long Beach was on today, so that was fun to watch, and glad to have the nightcap here with the AKA boys.
Absolutely. And before we head on to tonight, let's talk about last week, week 9. We were at Richmond, and we had a lot of great driving and a lot of great moves with a lot of drivers. We had Tedeschi and Lucky. They seemed to be the cream of the crop up there. At one point, we saw 4 Pro League drivers in the top 4 battling it out. We had a late caution that stuck up the field and shook the order up after Tedeschi and Lucky led most of the race. Dodge Boys, he found himself out front and captured the victory with Lucky in second and Tedeschi who brought home third. It was a crazy race, and if you have not seen it yet, I suggest going back and looking at it because Richmond and Bristol were really great racing and they did a great job out there. So back to tonight at Michigan. We are at 50%. These guys are running damage, so we're looking for stages. We're going to see about 30 for the first stage, 30 for the second, and 40 for the final. So, ladies and gentlemen, that means we are racing 100 laps here at Michigan tonight. They're going to get around 21 laps for fuel. And I guarantee it's going to be a crazy race. I mean, at Michigan, it's fast. A lot of people are going to take it 2-3 wide. And I think we're going to see some aggressive moves and a few cautions. I'm hoping not too many. Let's not see too many, but we're going to see some crazy stuff out here. J-Mac, what are you expecting to see tonight?
I'm expecting to see some fast speeds, a lot of driving, a lot of drafting, hopefully a lot of driving. Definitely a lot of drafting, and yeah, this is gonna be fast and probably a lot of contact. We're back to the high-speed, wide-open tracks, and the AKA guys have been really aggressive on those. So definitely gonna be interesting to see if they can reel that in, if they can run 2-3 wide on top of each other for 100 laps without a lot of cautions. So I expect it to be wild. I expect it to be fun to watch, but it could also be wild in another sense.
I'm thinking so, and we have another Pro League driver, coming in tonight. We have Busch out here. He will be in the 1 car joining us, so good luck to him tonight. We have a lot of drivers out here, and I know they're in qualifying right now. Hopefully we'll be able to go and race, but I want to take it over to the guys watching this. Thank you so much for being out there, Rock NASCAR, Rangers, NASCAR Weekly. I hope you guys are all doing well. These guys are excited to have you guys cheering them on and watching them. I know they love it out there. So I'm excited to have a good race. And Michigan is it's one of my favorite tracks. I mean, I love the high speeds. I love going 2-3 wide. It can be a lot of fun, but then again, if you get in those little caution fest, it can be very frustrating. So let's hope, let's not jinx it. We're gonna knock on some wood. Let's hope that we don't see a lot of cautions tonight and just see some really great racing. These guys are so talented, a lot of pro leaguers out there, so I'm excited.
It'll be interesting to see if long run comes into play. If we get to have some good long runs, if the setups fall off, if these guys maybe string out just a little bit, definitely going to be interesting to see if setup talent comes into play here.
Absolutely. And you talked a little bit about it. I think it was off air before we started. But gear-wise, I think a lot of these guys are going to mess a lot with gearing, so we're going to see some different starts. We're going to see guys that get super great starts and some guys that don't, so we're going to have to watch that at the beginning and how they are able to move through traffic with that and how fast they get, taken off at the start. So that'll be something to look out for and how they can handle that. A lot of different setups can go out here, so like I said, it should be a great race. And as far as I know, these guys should be done with qualifying pretty soon here, and we should go to racing. I know Dodge Boys. He won both short tracks at Bristol and Richmond. So before that, we had Jose at Texas. He will not be here tonight. And I know he loves running that high side, so I would have loved to see what he could do tonight. And from what I'm told, he actually just made it. Literally just got in the lobby, so hopefully we'll see him here, J-Mac.
Absolutely, and to go back to the gears thing, big tracks have a tendency to get real fuel mileagey, so gonna be interesting to see if some guys are trying to play that card.
Absolutely. We have an 18-car field here. It's gonna be crazy. Absolutely. We are getting ready to go to racing at MIS. Like it says, it is your speed, so let's do it, guys. 100 laps of craziness. We're going to be going in here. Hopefully, we can get in on a lap 1 and catch all the action. It's going to be cool, though. Remember, 30 laps for the first stage, about 21 laps of fuel, and here we go. We have 14 out in the front. That is Wonder. I've raced several years with this guy, and he is great at these types of tracks, so no surprise here watching him out front. We have 3 on that high side. That is Bubaka. As you can see, these guys very much too wide. And, man, right behind Wonder, we have him out running a little low. So we'll see what they can do, but a good start so far, J-Mac.
I have lost the lobby. That's interesting.
You need me to send you an invite?
Yes, ma'am.
I can do that, I can do that. All right, so Wonder out front. We have Lil Wing in the number 19 out in second, and this is what I'm expecting a lot of tonight. I mean, just look how close these guys are. You could literally cover them with a blanket. I'm bringing back an oldie but a goodie. These guys are just so tight, but Wonder, he's got a nice little lead out there. These guys are just fighting behind him. And Little Wing, he is making sure that he's not getting away. He just dives down low, and he's going right underneath Wonder. 43 of Jose is directly behind him. Wonder just out on that high side, completely by himself. That is going to move him back a few spots there. Look at that 43. That low line is just moving. Wonder, unfortunately, just caught on that high side. That is the only thing about this. You have to have a lot of help on that outside. You know how it goes. You see Rabbit in that 12. He is currently in 4th. He is behind the 48 of Moordog. Low Wing got moved up to the outside. He has fallen back to around 5th. Lucky in that 11th going on by. Let's take a look further back in the field here. You can see 41. That is Ramsit. A lot of contact. Little Wing trying to find his way into that low line. Had a little bit of contact with the guy in front of Ramsit. That is Wonder, who moved all the way back. That is incredible with how far back he moved from that. Let's take a look at that 48. That is none other than Moordog. He is your current leader. This guy knows how to find his way up through the field, and he has done it already. He has Rabbit directly beside him, moving on out, trying to make the high side work. He's got 3 cars ready to push him and ready to help. He's got the 22 directly behind him of Tedeschi, who is newer to this league, and man, he has put up a fight so far in the last few races.
Went 3 wide there, Frozen, and working his way into second right now. Moordog getting a little bit away with all this fighting, but that 22 looks like he's coming to the front.
Absolutely. I mean, he seems like he is strong everywhere. You know, I have not gotten to race with him quite a bit until the last few months, and I'm actually very impressed with him. He's got a lot of speed, and he knows how to, you know, make that car go and do what he needs it to do. So I'm impressed with him, and I expect to see a lot of great things from him. I'm excited to see what he's going to do here tonight. You can see just single file for the first, like, top 5 cars here. Very close racing.
Ooh. Jose looked like he got hooked on the bumper of the 22 a little bit as they all came together and accordioned up. That caused a little unrest, but Jose on the outside, not sure if that's where he wanted to be right now, but gonna try to hold on to third here.
We're gonna ride with Rabbit. He's on the low side of Tedeschi into the wall. That is gonna be not as big as I thought it was gonna be. Rabbit Rex. That turned out to be a bigger one than I was expecting. You know, man, I don't know what happened with that J-Mac, but somebody got into the wall, and it just domino effect after that one.
Yeah, I was cycling through all the cameras and then looked up, and the 22 was head on into the outside wall going into 3. That's definitely interesting to see. Would love to know how that happened.
Jacob NASCAR, thank you so much for joining. Same with you, Dirty Deeds. Hope you guys are doing well. It's going to be a crazy race tonight. You see how close these guys are. You guys know how it is. You're at Michigan, side by side, 2-3 wide, very close. Tedeschi, as far as I know, engine failure straight into the wall. That is going to take him out of the race tonight. So unfortunate. He has been strong in every race he has done. Hate to see that happen with him.
Sounded like the accidental pause and hit the B button, Frozen, from what I'm hearing.
That is a shame. I know he cannot be too happy with that. We are here with the 41 car. That is Ramsett, currently in the lead. Anything is going to happen here tonight. We're going to see a lot of lead changes, and here's just another one. You know, everyone is capable of getting up here to the front. It's the matter of how are you going to do with your handling after so many laps, and can you hold everyone off, because you just run in packs here. It's just the nature of the beast.
Exactly. Defending those runs is so difficult, especially when drivers are able to gang up on you a little bit and get that draft, as there's a little bit of a incident in the back. Not sure who that is on pit road, but somebody has hit pit road. I believe that is the 3 of Blue Baca.
18 to go. We have 41 of Ramsett. We have Lucky Dog driving underneath with Jose and Mordog all right in a row, ready to help. Ramsett left on the outside. That low line is super strong. These guys are just powering through, and Ramsett is just falling back. We have Mordog getting underneath that apron, gaining that momentum and speed. Hopefully they give him a little bit of room to come up, but man, look how crowded that is there. He gets pushed up very, very close right there.
Yeah, that's the issue you get into, Frozen, when you're drafting together. You go into the corner, and even if you're able to hold it flat out, still that friction slows the cars down a bit, and it accordions them together. And if they're not tight together, or if they don't allow room for each other, that can cause some pretty hairy little moments there.
Absolutely. And a new lead change once again. We have Lucky, who is the current leader. We have 48 of Mordog in second. We have, I do believe that is 88 of Dodge Boys, now up to third. Jose just running that high side, hoping any and everyone will come with him, but he's only got one taker at the moment. So for now, he is going to be moving back just a little bit, but a long, long line on this low side.
And Lucky Dog, remember, the last time we were at a really big track was at the 2.5 miler at Indianapolis. It races a little differently. There's not as much draft there just because of the way the track is, but Lucky Dog was one of the dominant cars there that day. So
yes,
definitely
he was.
Expect to see him out front for much of this race.
And do you think we're going to see an ending like we saw at Indy? If you recall, I mean, that was absolutely crazy. Lucky gets a little loose there. Yeah, that edge of my seat right there. Lucky got a little loose, was able to hold it off.
Jose.
We have Jose with a power move going underneath, just trying to drive that in. It takes over second. What a move on his part. He is now currently in second with Mordog in first, Lucky in third.
Lucky got the apron just a little bit. That stacked him and Dodge Boys up, and Jose took advantage of it down the straightaway, and he's going to try to get the lead here going into one.
Well, you know, Jose, we've talked about it so many times before, but this guy just loves that high side. He will be the brave one and take it out there when no one else does, and it usually works for him. He went out there, no one else was with him. Dodge Boys decided to join him out there. They are pretty well lonesome out there on the high side, though. That low line, Mordog is just sticking to it. He knows he has to defend it. He's got Lucky Dog right underneath him, who will not, he will be one that will definitely find his way. If he can make a hole, he's going to do it, so Mordog has to make sure that he defends it.
Yeah, Mordog choosing to pull Lucky Dog over Jose. I think he saw that power move from Jose and decided he'd rather fight Lucky right now at this juncture in the race. As they get a little cross-threaded up there, looked like the 11 maybe got loose, and that kind of stacked up the inside line again, and the outside line just falling back, not enough grip up there right now, and that allowed the 48 to get a little bit of a gap here.
And
that
already
is quickly going away.
Already we are at 12 to go, guys. It goes fast. It really does. So with 21 laps of fuel, I'm I'm curious what they're going to be doing. Do they have enough fuel? When are they going to go in, if at all? We'll see what happens.
I imagine they will have to pit. I'm interested in seeing if we'll try 2 tires or no tires again, or I guess 4 tires. But if, again, going back to Indianapolis, it's apples to oranges, but a lot of guys tried 2 tires to shorten up their pit stops and to get a little extra grip, and that actually hurt their car and killed their speed because they were way too loose. This place, not quite as much steering input required, so these guys can be a little easier on the steering, but definitely going to be interesting to see if these guys try 2 tire stops and how that affects the balance of these race cars.
You know, and some of them, I'm curious if they're able to save, because I believe that restart was about 19 to go, and if they have 21 laps of fuel, you know, some of them might be able to be okay. So as long as they pit, we'll see what happens.
I had forgotten about that restart.
Yeah. We'll see. But these guys, as long as they can save just a little bit, some of them are letting off into those turns, and I know you really don't need to. So if they can save that just a little bit of fuel, they might be able to make it for the rest of the way. We're riding here with Expert Toaster in that 10, and he has been hanging on the outside with Jose trying to make something happen, but as soon as I say that, he dives down low. Jose is the only one still hanging out there. He's really trying to make something happen out there. Pro Boss.
Dodge Boys got...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Frozen, but Dodge Boys tried to make a move for second, got a run going, went to the outside, but no one went with him. And, ooh, him and the 11 right up next to each other, battling for second place.
Let's see if we can make our way back up there. You see the 48 still in the lead. Lucky in second. 41 of Ramsett in third. Dodge Boys on the outside by himself. Has a little bit of help now. He's got Expert Toaster behind him helping. And he also has Jose, who is the king of the high side. But we'll see what happens. These guys constantly 2 wide. A lot of close racing. Almost 3 wide you saw through that corner. But man, doing a great job.
Getting a little single file. Mordog trying to break the draft, but with as big of a line behind Lucky Dog, that might not be worth a whole lot, given the draft that they're able to get together, but it worked for him right now as he's able to hold off Lucky, and Lucky seems, the 11 seems pretty all right with just tucking in behind him for right now.
I think so, and with 7 to go, that might be changing pretty soon here. I do want to give a shout out to Tedeschi and Roscoe. Thank you so much for the follow. Tedeschi, I hate to see the engine failure there. That is terrible. Yeah, you just got... You were pretty strong. You're always strong out there, so I hate to see that. Still more dog in the lead, but these guys are just nose to tail out there, running super strong. I'm really impressed with how they are. They seem to be pretty patient with each other, and I think... J-Mac, that the damage being on is certainly helping that. They are coming up on a lap car soon, though, so I'm curious how they're going to be able to get around him.
There's the 14 of Wonder. It looks like they'll be able to get on the inside of him without too much difficulty here. The whole field should be able to get him around him right now.
Yeah, he's staying pretty well on the outside. He's not going to challenge any of them. We've seen it in the past where they have. Doc Hollidays was one of them we saw. It was a shorter track, though, so there's so much room here at Michigan. You can do a lot, so no issues with them. But, man, you can see more Dog just really doing a great job.
Blocking at Bristol than blocking here at Michigan.
Yes, yes.
Very, very different ethics to that one. It looks like the 11 might be getting a little bit tight. Maybe he's not able to hold as much speed going into the corners without the full angle of the entry, without being able to take that wide arc in there. He just loses a lot of ground to Mordog, and that stacks up that group a little bit.
He does, and you know, I've noticed that Mordog brings it up higher and Lucky stays down lower with Dodge Boys and everyone else. And somehow Mordog is still able to get down right in front of him going into those turns. And as I say that, Lucky Dog is kind of moving to the outside. He is definitely hurting with how his car is handling. So I have a feeling that Dodge Boys is going to be making a move down low to try to get around him. I can't imagine he's going to go up high because Lucky seems to be running up there. As soon as we hit the line, though, J-Mac is going to be 3 to go.
It definitely looked like Mordog senses that the 11 might not be as good of a car as some of those other behind him. He was giving his draft to the 11 down the back straight when Dodge Boys got inside of him, and that pulled Lucky right back around him. I think he senses the 11 is maybe the lesser threat here.
It could be, or I'm curious if they're trying to work together, perhaps. I'm not really sure, but man, Dodge Boys looks like he is getting a little impatient. He is just pushing Lucky like, come on, let's go, let's get around him. We only have a couple of laps left, so let's make something happen. He wants around him. This guy wants the stage win. We're at 1 to go here, I do believe, so, or 2 to go here, so... let's see what happens, but I think we're gonna have some guys trying to make a move, but right now this is a long single file line.
The 48 of Mordog, he might be getting a little tight. He's having a hard time getting down to that white line, but he's still able to keep just enough of a run to stay ahead of the 11 and to clear him so that he can take that inside line going down. Oh, the 19 gets the apron.
Some contact, yeah. I don't know if he hit the apron or if he had contact with the 9 car back there, but he is gone. That is not going to bring out the caution. 1 to go for stage 1. Who is going to get it? We still have Lucky in second, Mordog in first, Dodge Boys in third. I have a feeling it's going to get a little crazy coming off the final turn here, going to the stage win. You can see a lot of movement here, J-Mac.
Taking a very defensive line.
Yes.
Very, very defensive. Mordog swings it out just enough to get something of an arc.
Once he comes around this turn, I don't think anyone's going to be able to take it. Dodge Boys just trying to take over that second. But here we go. That is stage 1, and what a stage, guys. Great job to these guys.
What we learned there is it's very hard to pass, and if you're the leader, you can manipulate the speeds of those lines when they get side by side. So definitely interesting information to file away for later in this race.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can take a look. So that will bring Mordog in first, Lucky in second, Dodge Boys in third. Let me see if I can take a look at who got fourth. Is that Invinma in fourth? I cannot tell who that is.
Invinma Gaming worked his way up to fourth, indeed.
Very nice, and I do believe that would put Pro Boss right behind him.
Just unfortunate for Little Wing. It definitely looked like he got the apron because that thing took a hard right, and as much sense as it would make, that doesn't happen just from basic contact usually.
Pretty straightforward pit strategy. It looks like everyone took what they needed to. Full tires and fuel. Mordog comes out first. A nice start. We have Lucky on the outside and that 11 Dodge Boys and that 88 behind him. And Venma in that 32 on the high side. These guys looking pretty strong starting off. As, you know, always expected, that high side rolls back a little bit, but Mordog is here to save the day on that high side, and oh! Looks like Pro Boss got a little bit loose, and that is going to be the big one, J-Mac.
A huge wreck. Not sure what happened there. The 9 just kind of lost it on the straightaway. It looked like someone shot out one of his tires with a pistol or something. Might have been the maybe lag from the 88. Maybe
That's
he was
what I'm
trying
curious.
to push him and got a little weave.
Yeah.
And that sent him off. But
yeah, from what I'm hearing,
like
he might have got
off the
hooked.
bumper.
Yeah, he got hooked off of the 88 and off he went. So that is going to be a caution, obviously. So we're going to see, you know, I'm wondering if anyone is going to go in for pits. Are they going to stay out? You know, with only a few laps starting in stage 2, they only have 21 laps for, you know, the pit window here. So we'll see what they do.
Well, a few laps get warped away from the stage change, and then a few more are going to get warped away from that yellow. So definitely wouldn't surprise me if some guys pitted there, take some fuel, and maybe try to just limper home, be super conservative, and try to save a bunch of fuel. But man, it's at a place like this where you're on throttle so often to make lap time, it's going to be real tough to save a lot of fuel.
Absolutely. And don't forget, damage is on. So once you go into the pits and you try to repair it, you are automatically going to come out slower. That is not a good thing. You have to keep your nose clean. You do not want to be involved in that caution. If you are, you're going to come out slower than everyone else, and that is only a disadvantage. As long as you can stay in the draft here at Michigan, you should be okay. But if you guys get separated, if we have a long green run, you don't want to have that issue.
We had a new player there in the top 5 for a second. The one had worked his way up there, but really loose, kind of all over the place right now. And it looks like he is falling back just a little bit.
We have a rabbit in the top 3 once again. This guy, we've seen him quite strong during the first part of the season and then just kind of fell off. I know that he's been talking about how great he is at, tracks at Las Vegas and stuff like that, and just something has always happened that has kept him out of the top 5. So let's see if he can bring it home tonight and get those top spots. But man, he is looking very strong out here tonight. As long as he can keep his nose clean, I have high hopes for that guy.
Definitely have to be interested. The question I was wondering, or the question I was asking, is would these guys be as tame on this run as they were in the previous stage? And so far, after they got that one wreck out of the way, it looks like they are being pretty calm right now. They've gotten single file, they're working their way out, but definitely, every time we see one of these AKA races, there's always one really calm stage, and there's one really crazy stage. And we've kind of gotten away from that the last couple of weeks with the short tracks, but we're back to the big tracks now, and gonna be interesting to see if that rule comes back into play a little bit.
Absolutely. And we have 2 packs going on right now. We have this front pack that includes about 7 drivers, it looks like. And then a little bit behind, we have another pack that has not only the low side going, but it's also got a high side going. Let's see if they can catch up. They have more cars in the front pack. And if they can work together, get that thing filed in and get moving, they will be able to catch this front pack, and it'll get very crowded. But so far it looks like these 3, Ramsit and Vinma, and who is that in front of them? It looks like the 10 of Expert Toaster. They're kind of losing that front pack, so they're going to have some work to do also.
Well, they might get a chance to catch them right now because we just had a lead change. EVR Lucky Dog used the draft off of 2 to get a run on Moordog and got around him going into 3. Moordog slips back into 3rd as Dodge Boys in the 88 gave him a little bit of a break and let him slip back into line.
Absolutely. And he's had a lot of strong cars this season. I've been very impressed with him. I'm curious how he's going to hold out today. Like you said, he seems to be very strong, but once the tires wear, he falls off just a little bit and can't hug that bottom like he needs to. So he's going to have to do a lot of defending because Moordog, I feel, is a little bit stronger on the long run. And as you can see, he's just putting the pressure on, jumps to the high side, trying to get people to go with him. He really wants to be back out front here.
Just one lap after losing the lead, he slipped into 3rd place and then immediately was able to get around the 12, who doesn't look like he's handling very well. He got real loose running that high side and lost a couple of more spots. But yeah, that 48 looks like it is hooked up and hungry to get back to the lead as he's just a little bit of a lean in on the 11. Oh, that takes a lot of trust in both driver and game for that to work out. But the 48, if he could make this pass on the high side, that's just that's got to be really scary to the rest of this field.
I would imagine. You got the two dogs out front. You got More Dog, you got Lucky Dog. These guys are going side by side right now. A lot of action. More Dog just passing him on the outside. I mean, that just shows you how great his car is. He does have some help out there, man. A lot of people are just jumping to that high side. But I want to give a shout out to Rabbit for that earlier incident. He got super loose, almost lost it, but was able to hold on to it. Came right back. We have about 15 to go once we hit that line. And man, I'm impressed with the driving tonight. I think the damage has really made these guys stay cautious and really think about what they're doing, J-Mac.
That was an incredible save, and you said a lot of people jumping to that high side. That's because that 48 car's up there. Do you want to go where the fast car is?
Absolutely.
You want him to pull you up to the front, and that 48 is able to just do whatever he wants. He's manipulating that outside line to try to pull them alongside the 11, force the 11 to race a little bit. If you have a car that you can do that, he can take it wherever he wants to on the track, and at a big place like this, that's exactly what you want.
Absolutely. And of course, we got to say, you know, the 88 of Dodge Boys up there before last race, he had 2 wins. So if we see him get 3 wins, I mean, this is absolutely incredible. This guy is super strong, and I know he'll be very excited if he can get that done. Nice 2-line, you know, stack up right here. These guys are so strong out there. Very cool to see him make it happen. From what I'm hearing, Pro Boss is no longer in the race. You see him out there on pit road, engine failure. So sorry to see that happen, and this is one of the tracks where he is strong at. He knows what he's doing at these tracks, so I know he would have done really, really well. I hate to see it, but let's take a look at Skirt Busch out here in that one car. We saw him up front earlier, but man, and look how loose he is looking. Gives that wall a tap, and he just seems like he is just a little bit swerving back and forth. Hopefully he can get a handle on that car.
Yeah, falling back right now, frozen the tail end of pretty much everyone that is running. That is the 99, the custom car right there looking on the inside of him. And he's got another pit stop coming. He'll get a chance to work on this car a little bit. This is all about gaining experience for him in these kinds of places as he gets ready for the Pro League. And guys up in front of him getting the wall just a little bit.
Yeah, that's MDL. You guys heard him in the booth. This guy's strong here, but man, he looks like he's struggling just a little bit as everyone is making their moves to the inside after he kissed the wall there. We have Skirt Busch working with the 99 of Delta Rocket, I do believe. These guys trying to get around him. Very, very close. Hopefully these guys can make it smooth and get moving.
Well, that's the thing, Frozen, is we had that huge wreck earlier, and a lot of those guys back there took damage. And you can do a little bit with your setup to kind of make the car handle in the short run, but where having to fix and repair your damage really kills you, it seems to be on the long run. And as we get into this stage of the run, it's going to be really, really tough for those guys to maintain speed and maintain competitiveness.
You said it, J-Mac, and you guys watched it right here. We saw More Dog. He was working that outside. He had Dodge Boys out there behind him. As soon as More Dog dove it back down low on that low side, Dodge Boys lost several positions. That's just the part of being on the outside. You can lose so many positions out there if you don't have the help. And the second that More Dog went down, he lost that help and lost several positions. It's just how it is. You got to take chances and hope that somebody goes with you.
You can see the 48, every time he gets to the corner, he'll run in front of the 11 just long enough to get a little speed out of it, then he'll hook it right, and so that he can get that arc going into the corner, and then he has a much slower turn in, an easier turn in. He's scrubbing off a lot less speed. Lucky Dog is opting to just keep it down low. He's probably trying to play a little bit of defense as these guys are lined up behind him, because I'm sure if he followed More Dog, those guys in front of him or behind him would peek underneath him, and that he's probably playing more defense than offense right now.
32. I don't know if that was a camera angle, but man, he was diving that thing down low, and it looked like the 11 of Lucky Dog and Infinma were almost about to get together. They held it out okay, but man, that was super close. And you can see this front pack. We have about 7 cars here. No one else behind him for miles, it feels like. You see 2 cars behind him just trying to hang on with everything that they can. They don't have draft. They're too far back for that. But man, look at this long line. These guys are just moving. Everyone else is just separated by a lot. And if they stay green, those guys that don't have the draft, they're just going to keep falling. And they really, I know that they are really hoping for a caution right now.
Brought down Mordog trying to break the draft, and Lucky Dog following him. Sometimes it's a good time. It's a good idea to follow that guy, and sometimes it just scrubs off speed. When guys do that, I prefer to just hold my line, and just be like, all right, you wanna waste all that time, you do that. But Lucky Dog probably trying to keep in that draft and try to keep his momentum up from the 48th draft, but Mordog doing a great job of manipulating these guys right now.
I want to take a look at these guys who are just a little bit off of the pack here. We have Jose in the 43, and we also have Wonder directly behind him. These guys are hooked up. I mean, Wonder has not let off of his bumper, and they are just really running great out here. I do believe we have 5 to go. So we are coming down here on stage 2. I mean, this is absolutely flying tonight, J-Mac. And if these guys want the points, they're going to have to make something happen. We didn't see a lot of passing the final few laps of last stage, but if they want those points, we're going to have to make something happen here. And further back, though, we're seeing a lot of 2 wide, a lot of different situations going on here. But this front pack, they're pretty well just holding in there.
I am loving watching Mordog right now. He's doing just enough. He goes up high on the backstretch, just enough to pull Dodge Boys alongside of the 11, and then as soon as he gets there, he pulls back down in front of the 11, forcing them to race each other, and that's killing their speed and allowing him to just have the entire track to drive. And it is really fun to watch him manipulate this race the way he is.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I mean, this guy is just working every lane. He knows what he's doing, and he knows how it's going to work out for him. And he is just doing a great job at it. That is why this guy is he's in the lead right now. And he's got a little bit of a space between him and Lucky Dog. But they are just doing everything that they can to make something happen. But he is just working back and forth, and as far as I'm understanding, some of these guys might be low on fuel and have to take a last second pit stop. We have Mordog running low underneath the apron. I don't know if he got loose a little bit there, but man, he is just working it, J-Mac.
That's a little too low. I think he's getting maybe a little too cute here. As a lot of these guys,
I think he has to go in,
and so does the 11.
Yeah, these guys going in. I'm curious if Lucky had to pit even. I mean, he was kind of stuck under Mordog, but
he had no choice really in the matter.
Yeah, but these guys with less than 2 to go at the moment. I mean, this is incredible. Wow. So, if Dodge Boys, if he doesn't need to go in, it's just going to be between him and Rabbit. 88 and the 12 just completely by themselves, while all the other guys had to go in, and I guarantee they're just taking a splash of fuel. There's no reason to do anything else. We're coming to 1 to go. Rabbit is going in, so that just leaves Dodge Boys out there, and he's got a group of 2 behind him.
Very slowly.
Yeah, he is. He does not want a penalty, that or he is out of fuel. Let's see if we can.
14? Has he been to pit road?
I'm not sure if the 14 has, but this is the final lap, and if 88 can hold it out.
I've definitely seen the 41 come off.
Yes, 88 though, he will probably be the stage winner if he can hold him off for this. Oh! Who was that behind him?
41
that just
got the apron.
Yeah, he just completely aproned it. 88 wins stage 2. What a finish.
1 and 2, or 3 and 4, I mean. the 42, the 37 is out of gas right now. A lot of guys out of fuel. And meanwhile, the 1 car is on pit road. The 99 is slowly going across the line. This is
what
no
it
clue
finished,
where anybody
J-Mac.
finished.
I know that Dodge Boys got first. Was that Wonder who should have gotten second there? Incredible. What an incredible finish. We'll have to double check who is. That's not Wonder back there. Who is that behind him? Let's see if we can take a look here. Yeah, that is Wonder.
Behind him on
that
the
is
track.
Wonder.
Yeah.
If this is how
Anyone
stage 2
else
finished,
Anyway.
how is the race going to finish here?
I have no idea. Just throw some darts at the board, and whoever it lands on, yeah, they finished third. Okay, they finished fourth.
You know, I would imagine that going
No clue
into
where
this
these
final
guys
part
finished.
of the race, if it were me, I would split it in half. 2020 easily. We got 40 laps there. It's probably just a little bit less coming off of the stage 2. So I would imagine a couple of laps less than 40. So I'm splitting it. I'm just going to split it straight in half and make sure I don't run out of fuel. We'll be good to go. Fresh tires. Let's do it. That would be what I would do. 42 immediately.
And the 42 apparently had I think he must have had an issue with his pit stop because he looks like he is out of fuel. He was out of fuel crossing the line a little bit ago.
Man, such a shame. That is MDL in that 42. I'm thinking a mistake in pit road. That is obviously going to hurt him. He's going to have to go, and if he can even make it into pit road, he's going to be crawling back there. But sad to see that happen. However, we have Jose, who has made his way up to second. I do believe that is Dodge Boys in first. Rabbit out there in the 12, just so close to that wall. He is currently in third with the 99 moving up underneath him, trying to take that over, and he does. Man, close racing.
Very impressed with the 88's ability to save fuel there. He looked like he was racing hard, so there must be a lot of gear games going on there in that 88 car, but very impressive job to save as much fuel as he did to win that stage and to make it across the line, because not a lot of guys were able to.
Now, are we going to see him work both the high side and the low side the way that Mordog did? I'm curious to see this, man. We got a couple of cars in mid-pack. These guys are so close together. A lot of loose cars going on, some contact, but they are holding it out. Who is that up there? It's making me so nervous.
That is the 14 of Wonder. He got a little bit of contact from the 48 of Mordog. He got stuck on the outside of 3 wide. The 37 got the 41, and that hit the 14.
That is going to bring out.
Contact between the 37 and 41 initiated that wreck, and Skirt was able to drive through there somehow. That happened right in front of him. But very unfortunate for the 14. Got knocked out of line and then wrong place, wrong time.
I feel like a lot of these guys have seen every position possible tonight. Most of them, I should say most of them. They've seen the back, they've seen the mid-pack, and a lot of them have seen the front. We've had a lot of lead changes here. It's Michigan, it's to be expected. But the only one that matters is what you get on the final lap. So we're going to see who can do it. Mordog, after leading so many laps, it looks like he's about 4th or 5th there. And we have Dodge Boys leading, Lucky Dog. So we'll see what happens. But I don't see any damage on most of these cars. So they're keeping it pretty clean here tonight, even with damage on.
One thing I noticed there was that the 88 and 43 drafting together were able to pull away from the field. Those 2 cars really liked being hooked up there. Going to be interesting to see if they can get hooked back up, but they're going to have to work their way through a couple of cars up here.
We have a Rabbit in the current lead. He did some pit stop strategy. Dodge Boys comes out in second.
And a big wreck in the back.
And that's going to bring out another caution.
Not sure how it started, but I saw the one on the apron and hooked it right, trying to save it, and ended up collecting the 41, the 3, and let's see, who else is that? The 10 of Toaster, I believe, was
10
involved
is
in that
Toaster.
one.
You know, I think that's her fourth caution. Roscoe. Yeah, you know, these guys do have a lot of great racing. We have a couple of new guys in here tonight. Skirt Busch in the 1 car. He is in the Pro League. He was a #1 pick on Xbox. He is in here tonight. Struggling just a little bit. I think he must be on the wheel. He just got a wheel. He's a new user on it, and I think he's trying to test the waters with it tonight. And I think that is, you know, setting him back just a little bit in this race. He got loose, got the apron, and we'll see how he does for the rest of the time.
Strategies are starting to get a little mixed up, and all these yellows, you kind of have to wonder if we're going to get into one of those AKA rashes of yellows. Hopefully not. Hopefully these guys can keep her straight, and we can get spread out a bit and watch them race it out. But definitely need a really, really aggressive here on these restarts.
This is the most aggressive that these guys have driven tonight. You can just see a lot of movement by a lot of guys going 2-3 wide. So many cars packed in such a tight space. You're gonna see some cautions. We have Rabbit in the current lead. More Dog. He is just hungry out here, just making every move he can. A little bit of contact with that 99 of Rocket. We have the 4 car. He's Doc Hollidays. He changed his number. You see him in there in the mix. These guys, man, they're making me nervous. This final part of the stage is just going to be intense.
99 was trying to push the 12 back past the 48, got real tight right up against the left side of the 48, and and Mordog just
contact with the Rabbit
of Rabbit. That was an interesting move. Very
I
interesting.
don't think
No
Rabbit
yellow
is going to
at
appreciate
all.
that. Yeah, that definitely.
I don't think he will, and I would not either.
I don't know if Mordog got loose there. He is a very clean driver, so I would imagine he got loose. But man, that just took Rabbit right out of the lead. And man, look at this drive for, I think it's about 4th or 5th place. 3 wide. We have the 4 of Doc Hollidays. We have Dodge Boys and Mordog. All 3 of them are going side by side and through the turns, holding it very, very well. They have since separated, but man, this racing, you can just tell the aggressiveness is just ramped up here.
That has led to Invinma Gaming taking the lead. The 11 of Lucky Dog, he's in second, and the 10 of Toaster, who was involved in that previous accident, he has found his way up to 3rd.
Yet another lead change, and Tedeschi, you caught it. Rabbit is going to be on a mission now. This guy has been taken out so many times this season, just the wrong place at the wrong time, and so he's gonna have something to prove now. 25 to go in this final part of the race, and Vinma is your leader. Lucky in second, Dodge Boys in third. So many people packed in such a tight space. A couple of packs here. J-Mac, I don't know about you, but I am on the edge of my seat already with just 25 to go.
The 11 of Lucky Dog has to have one of the highest average running positions of the race, yet I don't think he's led a single lap. He has been looking at the back bumper of somebody this entire race, and he has to be getting frustrated with that as he is now stuck behind the 32. Dodge Boys got out of sorts just a little bit there. I think the 11 maybe got the apron or let off a little bit to try to hold that inside line, and that ended up stacking up the 88, forcing him to the outside as Toaster gets a little tight, and he is in the wall now.
He is just melting back as he is in that wall. It is like a magnet. Once you are in it, it is hard to get off there, but 48 on the run. Look at him on the outside as Invinma just pulls him up to him. He falls back as Invinma melts down the track, but man, a long, long line here, and I guarantee this is just going to get crazier and crazier as this race goes. Scooters writes, I just want to say thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying the race tonight. They always put on a good show, and tonight is just another example of that.
48 is making that outside work. Now the 32 trying to go back and forth, trying to do his best Mordog impersonation, But if Mordog can get beside him, I'm not sure he's going to be able to hang with him. But it doesn't look like Mordog has a whole lot of help as they're all ganging up on him on that inside line.
That inside line is so strong, J-Mac, and Mordog is just hung out on the outside. We have Wonder in the 14 car. He just looks like he is just so loose down there. He's making me very nervous. We have Mordog running side by side with him, and these guys at one point their doors were just locked all the way down the straightaway. So we'll see what happens here, but man, Mordog really needs to get in that inside and get out of the outside, because he is just by himself, and the longer he is out there, the more he's going to fall back.
The 14 was one of those guys that was in those wrecks, and we've put a few laps on these tires now, and like I said earlier, once you get some laps on a damaged car or a previously damaged car, it can be really, really hard to hold that car down there, because she gets really, really tight. So definitely impressive that he's able to hold on to this group right now, but going to be interesting to see if he can stay with them, because that car doesn't seem to be handling the way he wants it to.
We are out here riding with 43 of Jose.
Oh!
We have a guy in the grass. How in the world did they hold
That was
on
the
to that
88.
Dodge, boys? Jose had to run it super high to get away from him. Everything is okay, but man, fantastic driving all around. These guys are just doing a wonderful job of saving their cars when something happens, but such a close call there. 43 safely goes by. Doc Holliday's in the mix there.
It looked like the 32 and the 11 accordioned up a little bit, and the 88 got into their back bumper of the 11, and that got him loose into the grass. But an excellent job of saving that car, not turning it straight right into the field. Everyone behind him did an awesome job of holding it straight. I believe Jose was in the middle of 3 wide, the 48 of Mordog was, and Mordog is going anywhere he wants to get underneath that 14 now, and he cooks it back up to the top.
Just dives it below Wonder, and just brings 2 other cars of Jose and Dodge boys right with him. And I was about to say Wonder is in 3rd up here, but as soon as I would say that, I mean, he just dropped back after that. But man, some excellent moves with Mordog as we hit 18 to go here.
Aside from that one, that contact with the 12 earlier, Mordog has ran a pretty flawless race so far. It has made a lot of the right decisions, but he looks like he has the car to beat, and it's going to be... I think that's why it seems like everyone is ganging up on him a little bit as they get single file again as he gets up on the outside line, and it's going to be real tough for him to find a hole.
He is doing the Jose line. He is just working that outside, trying to do something with it, and Venma gives him a little bit of draft try so he cannot lose him. But man, he is just doing a great job on that outside. We have a Lucky Dog in 2nd. We have Jose working on getting that 3rd spot. But man, it is super close as we get this high side rolling. We have Dodge Boys and Mordog on the outside with Venma, who is now working both high and low.
48 around to the outside. He had a hell of a push from the 88, and that helped him get around the outside. But now they're all single file again. Now the 88 pops back out. Definitely tough to see where these guys are going, where their allegiances lie. Once again, gonna see if he can get the run. I'm sure if the 32 gets clear, he'll go up there to get in front of the 48, but right now that 88 and 48 are pushing each other so hard. That outside line, it has more speed than the inside line right now.
It does, and they have a lot of guys on that low side, so I've been really impressed with how these guys are hanging out up there. But man, some great racing side by side. These guys are doing fantastic. We have now an equal side. We have 4 on the outside, 4 on the inside. As soon as I say that, they mix it up just a little bit. But man, these guys are just exciting racing here, and we do not have that many laps left to go. These guys just doing a great job. And Vinma, if he can win this, it's going to be his first win of the season. He's going to be super pumped. He's got Lucky right behind him, who I guarantee is going to try to go for a move. He gets up a little high there, J-Mac, almost into the 88 of Dodge Boys. Very close call.
The same thing we saw earlier. Late in the run, that 11 car gets really, really tight, and it looks like the 32 is getting really, really tight too. It would behoove the 48 to keep him pinched down, force him to let out of the gas, and that's exactly what he's going to do. And I believe Moordog, it's not going to be that long until he has that 32 car cleared.
It's incredible. I mean, this guy can run it anywhere. Michigan is obviously a track that agrees with him. He's doing so great, and he is your current leader on the outside. We have Vinma with a close second as he is battling with Dodge Boys side by side. He's got Lucky, the only guy who is on the low side with him, trying to help him out. The rest of these guys just rolling on that high side. He's got Jose, who is another one that loves that high side, just helping them out. And they just left him. J-Mac, there they go.
Definitely, the 88 and the 48 definitely working together, and once they were clear, they both moved down to the bottom. Bad news for Jose, but it looks like he's going to get that preferred inside line on Invinma Gaming to move up to third on his own.
Absolutely. So we have Moordog in that 48. We have Dodge Boys in second, Jose in third, and Vinma just trying to do anything he can to hang on. 12 to go, and Vinma is on the outside and is able to take a look back in. J-Mac, these guys are going to have a pit stop between now and the end of the race with only 12 to go. That is going to mix things up a lot. These guys are going to have to be on target with their pit strategy.
And it's definitely going to be interesting because this is going to be a battle. If this top 2 doesn't change much, this is the fastest car in the field versus the best fuel mileage car in the field. So which one is going to win out here?
What's your thinking, J-Mac? When are you going to go in? And if you're, let's say, third or fourth or fifth, are you wanting to go in now, or are you going to wait for the leaders? What's your thought?
Well, the way this race is driving right now, you want to go in with drafts. You want to do this as it looks like, I can't tell if they're breaking the draft or they're giving the sort of online signal for I'm about to pit. When the 48 was going down, it looks like he was just trying to break the draft. But you want to pit together. If you can somehow coordinate with those guys to maybe leave the 48 out and force him by himself, then you want to do that. But that's going to be so hard, especially with all these guys probably in a party together. So it has to wonder. Imagine you only want to take fuel to make it to the end. But no one's really, that I know of, done 2 tires yet today. So not sure how that's gonna work and affect these cars. But I'm sure someone is going to try it.
I'm with you. Now, how you say that? We already have some takers. We have 3 guys who were together. They obviously had some communication where they're going 43,
in. And not sure who else, but Invinma Gaming and Jose and the 4 car are the 3 on the pit road.
All right. Look at Moordog. These guys, as far as I understand, the 48 and 11 are going to go in together. Are we going to have takers for Dodge Boys? It looks like he's going to go on by. Dodge Boys, I'm worried about him. He's out there. He's going to be alone. We said it before. We have an incident. Moordog has contact with the 11 after hitting the grass. That is drastically going to hurt them here. We have Dodge Boys still out there. But man, J-Mac, that is going to hurt his run along with Lucky. We have a speeding penalty on the 11 that is going to hurt him.
I mean, he just an innocent bystander there. The 48 looked like he got loose getting onto pit road and hooked it right into him. And when your tires are sliding, it's really hard to slow that car down. So very unfortunate for the 11.
Very interesting. We'll see how that affects these guys. We have 37 with a lot of damage along with the one car. I don't know what happened to them. We have MDL making his way to pit road. Remember, damage is on, flags are on. So these guys have to watch their speed going in. It's just going to affect their pit stop. So they really need to make sure that they are aware what they're doing. I'm curious if Dodge Boys is going to go in here. It looks like he is going to, you know, go in for pits. Hopefully he does not get a speeding penalty here.
Very, very smooth entry, but it's going to be interesting if maybe he ran those extra couple of laps to maybe do something different, maybe do a half a less a can than these other guys to make up that difference. But not sure I wouldn't have pitted with those other guys, although that ended up causing a little bit of calamity there. So maybe that ended up being the smart move.
Right here with Doc Holidays. He's got a couple of guys behind him. I don't even honestly know what position he's in. Hopefully we can get a handle on what position some of these guys are in, but he's got some drafting help. Hopefully that will be able to help him out and gain him a couple of positions, but I don't see a lot of guys in front of him. He's got a while until he catches up.
Just a splash of fuel, a very, very quick pit stop for the 88. It is going to be very impressive if he makes it to the end, because it still feels like there's a decent amount of time left in this race. So a half a can is a very ambitious strategy, but as he proved in that second stage, he can pull it off.
We have the lucky dog after going in with more dog in that incident on pit road. We see him out there. He does have a little bit of damage. I'm curious if he chose not to repair it, obviously. So I don't know how that is going to affect his handling. But he is off and running, and I do believe I see Dodge Boys in front of him.
The 88.
A lot of crinkled hoods.
The 88 is the leader right now.
Yeah, the 88 is the leader.
Second, I guess the 30 or the 14, whatever car that is behind him. Oh, it's the 32. That is your top three right now, as they're on a little bit different strategy. Definitely going to be interesting to see if that 88 can make it.
I'm impressed that Lucky was able to come off of pit road and come out in second. 4 to go at the line there. So there's not much left. Dodge Boys may come out the winner here, even though we saw More Dog lead so much. But that entry into pit road just absolutely killed his race. And it almost killed Lucky, but somehow he made it out okay and is in second.
Dodge Boys must have done a great job of saving fuel that run before, because, gosh, half a can just seems like a very ambitious strategy, but he's going to make it work, I believe. I don't know why I would doubt him, but definitely going to be interesting to see if the 32 and the 11 can do anything to catch him, as the 88 getting into the wall. That's the issue with not taking tires there, is that does tighten up the car quite a bit, and that increases the tire wear. So that might have been the race right there.
I'm trying to get back up there with him. 2 to go at the line. I mean, we are just hitting the final couple of laps. We have Lucky Dog, who is gaining up on the heels of him. We have 32 of Invinma in third. Lucky is on the outside. Will he be able to make a pass on Dodge Boys? Dodge Boys just having to let off so much. In 11, he is your new leader. Will he be able to hold him off for this final lap once we hit that line? Incredible.
Just doesn't seem to have much of a car underneath him right now. Super tight after getting the wall and getting no tires out of that. Very, very impressed with the 11 to basically wreck getting onto pit road, or getting wrecked. That was of no fault of his own. And to have a penalty scare, but it looks like he's going to come out of this all right. The 32 doesn't look like he's going to be much of a challenge, and the 88 is just trying to hold on for dear life.
The 88 is just falling back so much, and this is the final lap. If Lucky can hang on to it and not do anything crazy, even with that little damage that he has, he is going to be your winner here tonight at Michigan. He just has to survive this, and look at the run that Jose has, that he is on the bottom. These guys are going to switch it up a little bit. We're going 3 wide. Lucky is your winner here tonight at Michigan, but there is a heck of a race, a battle behind him. Let's see what happened.
Looked like that was Jose, and then Wonder, I believe, or Invenma for third.
We're gonna have to get
It was Wonder.
a confirmation on that, but yeah, as far as I know, it is Lucky in first who won. Jose grabbed a second, and Wonder came home in third. Great race for these guys. Absolutely incredible.
The
Dodge
88
Boys.
made it on fuel, but it seemed like Dodge Boys underestimated the tire wear and just got way too much throttle out of turn 2 and killed the wall, and that was pretty much the difference.
Absolutely insane. Lucky, Jose, and Wonder are your top 3. And Venmo was 5th. 4th, I do believe that was Dodge Boys. So we'll grab these guys for an after-race interview. Nicholas Mendez, thank you so much for the host and the follow. I really appreciate it. Same with you, Cleo Mendez. I appreciate it. This race was incredible. They did a great job. We're just getting all these guys crossed over. J-Mac, after all this pit strategy and everything, these guys were so spread out tonight after all of this. I wasn't expecting to see how far they were separated.
Well, pit stops will do that to you. The strategy and that restart was a little bit weird, and guys got kind of spread out through that, and there was that wreck going for the lead there between Moordog and the 12 of Rabbit, and that just kind of spread out the field a lot. That changed everything. And yeah, that was a very, very, very fun. That was a fun race to watch, and these guys had a very fun big track race. That was the important thing.
Yes, you know, when you have these big tracks and you have all the close racing like that, it can sometimes be expected that you're gonna have a lot of cautions. But these guys just did it so great. They had such a great race here tonight, and it was a lot of fun to watch. We have the winner here of Lucky Dog. Wonder is coming on in. He grabbed a 3rd tonight, and we're just waiting for Jose here. Lucky, congratulations on your win here tonight. Absolutely incredible. I have to know, first thing off, what happened between you and Moordog going in for that last pit stop?
Oh my gosh, I was so panicked because I was pretty confident going down pit road, because I practiced a lot of pit road stuff, so I knew where I could brake, and he didn't, and I forgot that, so I went on his outside, and I think he got loose from the transition to the track to the apron, and hit me, and I swear I thought I sped. I thought I sped in the pits because I couldn't slow it down at that point, but I didn't, and I was lucky, and I got, and me and him were talking, and I'm like, yo, dude, like, I thought you knew I was there, and, I got so distracted talking to him about the whole thing, and I forgot to take tires, so that's why I was up there. I forgot, I thought 2 tires was the way to go, but, it wasn't, so fortunately, I got a little distracted, talking to him, saying, what I did wrong, or, whatever mistake I made, and it worked out in the end. I'm kind of happy. I was, sometimes happy accidents work, but
absolutely.
Also, yeah.
So, did you get a penalty going into pit road?
No, I didn't. I got really lucky there. I thought I did, but I must have, timed it perfectly.
Wow.
So I didn't get a penalty. Yeah, it was crazy, but just want to say thank you to everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing for all the support that they've given me along the way. My teammate Bags as well for being a great help, being a great teammate. We're real close. We're like, I guess, I don't know why. Yeah, whatever. We're pretty good, and he's been helping me a lot along the way. All the sponsors from Joe Gibbs Racing. Sorry, I had to say it. I don't know. But all my friends as well have been supporting me. People from Radicals Online, and everyone. It was a great race. Honestly, that race for Michigan was super good. I hope you guys enjoyed it because that was the smoothest race I think we've had this season. I think we only had 3 cautions, so it was great.
That's a good run, Lucky. Good win.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good job to Wonder in P2. I no idea. Actually, no, with Jose in P2 and Wonder in P3. Yeah, Wonder did. Finally got the result he deserved. He's had poor luck this season. And yeah.
Yeah, a great job
That's
to you, Lucky. Like you said, you guys had a great race tonight. A lot of close racing. There's been so many times tonight where I was on the edge of my seat, even early in the race. I mean, you guys made the entire race exciting and kept it so clean. And although at the end of the race, there was a lot of crinkled up cars there, but man, just great racing. So good job on that win. You really brought that home in a great way.
Yeah, thank you. It's great recovery after Richmond. You know, I was really beating myself up after that race, so it's great redemption for me. And man, that pass on Dodge though, oof, I don't know if you saw that. Look, I Larsoned it so hard, I was kind of scared. I clenched my butt a bit. I'm like, am I gonna hit this wall? Am I gonna clear him? I was so clenched, and I got him cleared. And 3 and 4 after that, when I pulled on him, I'm like, okay, I really hope there's no caution, and there wasn't. And then that was it. I'm really happy. Second win of the season. And that's 2 big tracks. That's kind of weird, but I'm really happy. And it's an off break, so I guess you can call me the new Clint Boyer now for winning at the off break. And yeah.
Well, great job to you tonight. And
Thank you.
like he said, second win of the season. So hopefully his luck will continue here. But J-Mac, let's get the second place of Jose. Man, that guy made a run. So I cannot wait to see what he has to say.
Jose, you had a little bit of an issue there in the first stage. Don't really remember what happened, but I remember you having one. And you were put in the familiar position of having to rebound that you seem to have been in a lot this season. How'd you do it, and what more did you need to get another spot?
I needed one more lap, then I would have had him. That's what it usually comes down to, that one last lap. But first stage, it was the second stage. I got wrecked.
Okay,
I'm not
second
too
stage.
familiar. It was the second stage, but it was a very stressful second stage because I had no party communication at all.
Oh, jeez.
So I was kind of just sitting there by myself with my own thoughts. And I was like shaking kind of.
That's a dangerous place for some of us to be.
I made a couple of dangerous moves first stage. I probably shouldn't have, but yeah, that last pit stop I took just a can and then 2 tires. Able to pass Dodge and Mordock at the end there, or Invinba at the end. I accidentally got into Invinba. I wasn't trying to slam the back of him, but I did. I was coming up on him way too fast, and I misjudged it on that one. But yeah, I needed one more lap, and I would have gotten a lucky dog.
Well, but another big track, another race where you were trying to work the high line. How was the racing out there, and where did you need to be to make up time on people?
Probably that inside line was a lot better than the outside line, especially with more cars, as usual. It's pretty much the super speedway, full throttle all the way around. Yeah, I just needed a couple more cars up top. I would get huge runs coming off the corner off of 2 and pull up to whoever was the front pack, but basically the super speedway deal, need more cars up top for that top line to be faster. But this track was fun. It was a fun race.
Well, congratulations on the second place. A nice rebound, and shame you didn't get that one extra lap.
I needed it. I would have had it too, but it was a good one for Lucky.
Yeah, you had a heck of a run, and
Thank you.
that brings me to wonder who brought home a third. I'll tell you what, you and Jose, I don't know what you guys had together, but you were just on the move. What position were you in when you guys first hooked up?
I'm not sure. I got damage. I think it was in the first stage when Badeschi he lagged, and that's where I think there was probably 3 or 4 cars. Got into that and had some damage. So I was running. I don't know. I think I was 2 laps down there at one point after that first stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, kept working on it, repaired it, and seemed to every time we went back green, the old 14 would hunt, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I looked at you guys checking in, and all of a sudden I just see you connected to Jose's bumper. You were not letting off, and you guys were just moving. I even said it, I'm like, man, these two are just hooked up. I was not expecting how fast you guys caught them, though. You guys were a rocket coming through, and just out of nowhere, I'm like, oh my, Lucky is first, Jose and Wonder second and third, just passing through. I mean, you and I have talked about it. You've had a lot of unlucky events happen here, but man, tonight you just persevered, and you were like, you know what? I'm just not doing that tonight. I'm just running through here, and you and Jose made it happen. So great job to you tonight on third. Hopefully that will bring you closer to that victory coming up in the next couple of races here, but great job
Sure
there,
hope
Wonder.
so. Keep digging.
Absolutely,
digging.
keep digging. But again, great win for Lucky. You guys did great job. Jose, good job on that second. Wonder on that third.
you.
Just moving through the field. If you guys missed it, you really need to go back and watch it. I mean, just a lot of moves being made. A couple of power moves there by Jose, just diving it down, trying to make something happen. And squeezing through to get that finish in second. But great race. And J-Mac, it's always fun. Another fun race tonight.
It was absolutely fun, and after the win at Indianapolis, Lucky Dog backs up the big track ability with a win here at Auto Club. Usually think about him for road courses, so very impressed to see those last two wins of his.
And when this guy wins, he doesn't do it in a boring way. I mean, this guy is just like, you know what? If I'm going to win, let's do it and let's make it exciting. You saw that win at Indy. I couldn't even believe my eyes. And tonight, just making that move with Dodge Boys, he just passing by and just holding on to it. Just great racing all around. I was just very impressed. But guys, that is it here tonight. Next week, they are off. It is Easter Sunday, so I hope you guys enjoy your loved ones and whatever you may have going on. So after that, where are we headed to, guys, when we come back?
Dover.
Dover. We're going to the Monster Mile, guys. Get ready.
Oh, boy.
Fasten those belts, man.
All right. Yep.
It's going to be an exciting one, so I'm excited. 2 weeks from tonight. Don't forget it. I'll remind you guys that are watching, but thank you so much for joining in tonight. Tomorrow, we will be back live. I'll have a NASCAR Lobby Cup Series. We'll be doing it at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, have a great night, and thank you so much for the follows and for supporting these guys. They do a great job. Have a great night, guys.
Hell yeah.
It they can still hear it's just rolling credits, but so it's definitely in. The very last thing they hear. Yeah, good job. Of course.